In today's episode, you are going to learn how to optimize the Photoshop so that it takes less load on your PC or the laptop. Coming up. Hi everyone, I am Harshvardhan and welcome to another fantastic episode. In today's episode, I am going to show you a simple trick using which you can speed up your Photoshop, because Photoshop takes lots of load on your PC or laptop, which makes your PC or laptop run very slow, and it also becomes very difficult to apply the heavy filters like Gaussian blur on your images. So if you will follow these instructions, these simple steps, in that case your Photoshop will not only load faster, but your editing workflow would also be very efficient, as it would take less time to load and do the heavy editing work. And before we go any further, please do subscribe to this channel if you have not already subscribed. And to subscribe, just click the big red button below this video and don't forget to click the bell icon as well. That way you will not miss any new video from this channel. Having said that, let's get started. To the edit and performance preference, select the performance. So that is the first thing which you need to select in order to optimize the Photoshop to work faster for you. And at here you can see it shows the available RAM. So that means the total installed RAM which is on your PC or laptop, that's going to show up over here. So at the moment, the ideal range, it shows that it should be between 4 GB to the 5 GB RAM. The more RAM you would have on your PC, that would be helpful for the Photoshop to work like a butter or work like a charm. Okay, so over here it shows that you can adjust the sliders to adjust the RAM or the amount of RAM the Photoshop can use. So I would suggest that if you have installed the 8 GB of RAM, then it is going to show only the 7 GB which is available at this moment, because in this laptop I'm using, which is of Lenovo IdeaPad 320, and if you want to check this out, the link of this laptop is in the description. So it's a very good laptop, and over here I have around 7 GB of RAM which is available for me. So I would suggest that you bring it up to 6 or something. Okay, you just drag this slider, because it shows you that the ideal range is this is up to 4 GB to 5 GB or 5 MB, 5000 MB. So which means that if you keep your this range around something like this, then the Photoshop will work faster. And though you can drag it up to this much, but what would happen if you are running some other applications in the background, like if you are playing music while doing the editing, then that won't work. So that would slow down or even makes your PC or the computer hang. So in order to avoid the hanging problem or the slow problem, then you need to bring it down. So keep at least around 1 GB or 1.5 GB free for the other apps to use. Okay, so you can choose this one. So I would suggest that you take it to something like this. All right, and then over here it's very important that you check this use graphic processor, because if you'll check this, what it is going to do, that if you have a graphic card installed on your PC, then this is going to take the advantage of that, and that would make the software work faster. So you always check this, and with this, if you don't have this option to check this, then you won't be having the Kirby zoom. So what is Kirby zoom? Let me show you. So if I press Control and space, and then I can with my mouse drag to zoom up and zoom out, zoom up and zoom down. So this is called the Kirby zoom. So this is very helpful and it works very fast. Otherwise, if you don't have this, then what you have to do, you have to select the zoom tool and click once, and then it's going to go this way. And if you have the Kirby zoom enabled, then you can see you can drag with your mouse by selecting the zoom tool and then move in and out. But if you are not in the zoom tool, suppose you have opted for the, or if you have selected the move tool like this one, or the brush tool, and then you suddenly want to zoom in, then you can press Control and spacebar, or Command or spacebar if you are using the Mac, and then you can zoom in and out very easily on any part. So this is the curvy zoom, which is very helpful. So make sure you have the graphic card installed on your PC. Even if you have the basic graphic card, which is very cheap, then you can have this option enabled. All right, and if you have the better graphic card, then that would also boost the performance. So let me go back to the performance. By default, this history states must be the 50, and you can increase it or decrease it. Basically, these are the undo steps which the Photoshop remembers. So whatever steps you have taken, you can undo that up to the 50, or you can increase it or decrease so that the Photoshop remembers up to those steps. So if you want the Photoshop to remember more steps, or you want to have more undo steps, then you can increase it, or if you want less, then you can decrease it. But you do remember that would take lots of load on the Photoshop or on your system. So whatever steps you are going to take over here, suppose if I go to the adjustment layer, I select this one and I make any adjustment to this image, you can see, and go to somewhere else, make these settings, then all of these would be available on the history, as you can see right now. So if you have selected 50, by default it's the 50, then it's going to keep those 50 steps over here. But if you make it or increase it, then it is going to increase those steps. So you can keep track of all of these, and you can simply, by clicking over there, you can go back or go forward. So that's how the history works. But the more it is going to keep, the more it is going to keep those steps in the history, more RAM it requires. So in order to just remove all of these steps, what you need to do, you need to come over here on the edit and select purge, and then select all. And the moment we select that, you can see now all the histories are gone. So we won't be able to go back. So the Control Z or the Command Z command would not be available for us if we just purge all the memories. So before you do this, purge all memories, it's very important that you keep this thing in mind, that you won't be able to go back. All right, so now let's go back to the edit and performance and select the performance, edit preference and select the performance. And now we are done with this one, and then we need to come down on the second option, which is of the scratch disk. This is very, very important, because this is what ultimately determines the performance of the Photoshop on your PC or the laptop. So as you can see, it shows all the drives which are available on your PC or the laptop. You can see C drive, H drive, E drive, G drive, and by default C must have been selected and it must have been on the top, and all others might have been deselected in your PC. So what it is going to do, that there are some temporary files which are going to be created on the C drive, and at the moment you can see it has very low space, mostly because there are so many programs which are installed on the C drive by default. So you will be having less free space, and if you have the less free space, it is going to used up very, very fast by the Photoshop, because it's very heavy program. So I would suggest that you take the you select the drive which has more free space. So at the moment you can see I have this drive, G drive, it has 696 GB. So I'll check this one, and then I'll select the another one which has 609 GB free space. So I'll check this one once again, and I would bring this C down. So I'll click over here, select this one and select this arrow and drag it down, or even I uncheck it. So the Photoshop won't use C drive to use it. So if I select this one H and I will drag it up. So what it does, that Photoshop first going to put the temporary files or generate the temporary files in the G drive, and once it is used up, once it is filled up, then it is going to go into the G drive and then on the other if I have selected those. But if I have not selected those, then it is not going to go and use them. So it's better to select them, but C drive should be your last option. Okay, so that way the Photoshop would work faster and your performance would be boosted and you won't be having the hanging problem at all. So thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. If you did, hit the like button, and if you have any question or if you want to say something, you can leave that in the comment section below. I just want from you guys to like my videos and leave something in the comments, because your likes and the comments motivates me to make future videos for you and make more and more better videos for you. So please hit the like button, as you know that it doesn't take much to like and leave something in the comment. And if you have requests for any tutorial, you can leave your request on Instagram by following me on Instagram at HarshVardhanArt. You will find a link in the description section below. So thank you so much. Bye bye. See you in the next episode. Till then, keep shooting and unleash the creative in you. Bye bye.